Hello and welcome. Today's episode is short and sweet, but I want to talk about something that is very near and dear to my heart as a book writing coach, and that is your super strengths, the things that make you amazing as a writer. It's incredible the number of clients over the years who have broken down in tears during coaching sessions. And there are a lot of reasons for that. But one of the reasons for this is old writing wounds that come back to haunt them during the writing process. A lot of what stops writers from becoming authors is their inner self talk. And it's also not recognizing the things that they're great at. So instead of looking at their strengths and understanding their strengths and leaning into their strengths, they look at their weaknesses and they get down on themselves and they start this loop of negative self talk that sabotages their writing journey. And so I wanted to create something to help, and I did. I created a writing quiz, and the quiz is called What's Your Writing Superpower? So it's really designed to help you uncover what your writing superpower is, to learn how to work with that superpower, and to give you some really practical tips and tricks to lean into that more so that you can be even more successful when it comes to writing and hopefully writing your book. Now you can take that quiz at stacyns.com/writing superpower quiz. We'll of course put that in the show notes for you. That's stacyns.com/writing superpower quiz. So let me tell you what those superpowers are. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail in this episode because I want you to take the quiz. I want you to get your results. These are results that, let me just tell you, I actually wrote these. I wrote these results myself. I did not use ChatGPT to generate these quiz results for you. I wrote them based on my experience, based on the well over 100 books that I have directly contributed to over the years, based on my own experience authoring, co-authoring, co-writing, ghostwriting 18 books personally, and 16 years in the publishing industry, as well as a master's degree in writing and editing, also a bachelor's degree. So that's all to say I'm an expert in this. And I wanted to bring that expertise to you to support you. When you take the quiz, you will get your results. You'll get a download, a description of what that result means and what you're amazing at. It will highlight growth opportunities for you. Maybe there's another side to that strength that is something that you can work on. And so I'm giving you some ideas there. I also give you some practical tips. I am so practical. I love practicality. I'm highly creative and a big dreamer, but I'm very practical too. So I give you very practical tips that you can use to lean into your writing super strengths. And then I give you some ideas on how you are best supported. So this is where I might suggest that you work with a coach or you have a peer partner, but I target those and I give you specifics on those based on your writing superpower. So the superpowers that you may end up with are a super verbalizer, super ideator, super learner, and super discipline. Now, I know they sound like probably a bit self-explanatory, but the way that I have broken this down for you really will give you new insights about this strength, about yourself, and how you can lean into this. As an example, I have a lot of clients who really struggle with actually sitting down and writing. But when it comes to conversation, they are incredible. They might be super verbalizers. Of course, they would need to take the quiz and get their specific results, but many of them are super verbalizers. And so while they've probably been focusing on this thing that they struggle with, which is sitting down and writing, they could instead learn strategies to lean into this side of themselves that makes them amazing. Another example is a super ideator. A super ideator is just bursting with ideas. And anybody who's an ideator, I'll raise my hand on this one, knows that things can get shiny and sparkly and you kind of want to run in a bunch of different directions at once. So while this is an absolutely incredible superpower, there are also growth opportunities in this superpower. How do you lean into that in a way that also keeps you focused? I'll give you that in this quiz if you get that quiz result. A super learner. If you're a super learner, you likely love to learn. You love to dive deep into the research. You don't just read Psychology Today. You go and find the primary research that was written about in Psychology Today. That's you. You love to learn. And super learners can often go on mega rabbit trails of research that derails them. So there's this other side to it. So if you have this incredible superpower, which it truly is incredible, how do you lean into that in a way that's going to support your success in your writing? And then lastly, super discipline. If you're super disciplined, you are incredibly reliable. You maybe need less accountability than other people do. And you also may be highly focused on getting things done, which can limit some things for you when it comes to creativity and having space in your life. So, how do you lean into that superpower in a way that really harnesses this incredible superpower and also leaves room for dreaming and creativity? Well, guess what? I'll tell you all about that in this quiz. To get your results, you simply go to stacyennis.com/writing superpower quiz. It's not a 3-question quiz, but it's not going to take you all day. It's about, I think that we ended up with about 17 or 20 questions. And the reason that I included more questions is because I really want to make sure that your results are accurate, that your results are going to support you. Now, of course, many of us have overlapping strengths. This quiz is really designed to help highlight your greatest strength, your greatest superpower, give you very practical information that you can use. Also, again, help you focus on the thing that makes you incredible, that makes you amazing, that makes you so capable in this writing journey. And if you're writing a book, hopefully will really make a difference for you when it comes to getting that book done. So again, stacyennis.com/writing superpower quiz. I will leave that in the show notes. If you take that quiz, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know how it's helped you. I'd love to know any ideas you had from it, anything that it sparked, anything that you changed or adjusted based on the quiz results. As I mentioned, this quiz really was born from a desire to uplift writers, an experience of talking with so many writers over the years who had these loops of negative self-talk, this focus on where they aren't enough, where they aren't succeeding, instead of really looking at what they're amazing at, what they're so capable in, and the ways that they really are successful already. A lot of times when we are on a personal development process or we're developing in some way, whether it's in our writing or our health or another area, it's so easy to focus on the things that we're lacking and the areas that we're not enough or we're not good. A lot of times, actually, where we will get the most success is by leaning into things that we're already excellent at, the things that we're already successful in. And then over time, we get to grow and learn in the areas that we have growth opportunities. So I hope that this quiz supports you. I hope that it helps you along your author journey. I hope it's fun. I also integrated some kind of goofy questions in there. They are purposeful. I promise you, there's nothing in there that is not purposeful. But I tried to make it fun and enjoyable and also highly practical to help you be successful as a writer. That's it for this super short, super sweet, I hope, episode all around this quiz that we've been working on. I also didn't mention that this has been in production for a couple of months. Our team has worked together. So as I mentioned, I wrote the original results. We have worked to build a beautiful landing page to get it all sorted so that you get your results by email with a bunch of detail. We really have put a lot of heart and effort into this quiz to serve you. And I really hope that you get a lot out of it. Thank you, as always, to Rita Dominguez for her production of this fine podcast. As with everything that you see, read, or hear from me, it happens because of her. So I get to record and write and do the initial creation. She makes everything else to come to fruition, also in partnership with Andrew, our operations manager, and Kim Foster, who makes sure that all the things that you see don't have typos. She is our editor extraordinaire and reviews everything that goes out into the world. It's a team effort. This quiz was a team effort. And that's why I had to do a whole podcast episode just about the quiz, because that's how excited our entire team is. I hope you enjoy it. Again, it's stacyennis.com/writing superpower quiz. That's stacyennis.com/writing superpower quiz. Happy quizzing, and I will be back with you before you know it.